Welcome back to today's Explainer. Just look at this stunning shot of the Seattle skyline. You've got Lumen Field sitting right there in the heart of downtown, literally glowing with energy. Now, in 2026, that stadium is going to be the epicenter of something absolutely massive. We are talking about the FIFA World Cup, and it's bringing an unprecedented ripple effect right to the Pacific Northwest. So today, we're taking a visual journey through the data, the logistics, and the massive economic plans to see exactly how a 30-day soccer tournament is going to completely reshape Seattle and King County. Let's get into it. To really set the stage, let's look at a quote that perfectly captures the shifting mood around town. This is from local Cairo News Radio host G. Scott. He actually admitted that he wasn't too excited about the event at first, but man, that completely changed. He said, "The payoff is going to outmatch the price tag. There's a party that's going to be happening." He even compared the incoming contagious energy to the 1992 basketball Dream Team. Section 1. Cost versus the payoff. So let's start with that initial price tag. Seattle is investing roughly $32 million upfront just to act as a host city. Now, you might be wondering, where exactly is all that money going? Well, according to reports, the vast majority of these expenses are strictly operational. We're talking about police, public safety, emergency management, transportation, and of course, dedicated fan experiences. It takes a massive coordinated effort to safely manage this kind of influx of visitors. That $32 million figure, that really just represents the city's baseline commitment to keeping the whole shebang running smoothly. But here's the crazy part. That initial investment unlocks a massive economic windfall. Estimates from Visit Seattle and local leaders project that the 6 matches will bring in anywhere from $845 million to a staggering $929 million to the local economy. And on top of that direct spending, the event is expected to generate roughly $100 million in state and local tax revenue. So when you compare that initial $32 million outlay to a nearly $1 billion infusion into the region, well, the financial stakes become crystal clear. But, it's not just about corporate revenue and taxes. It's really about the human element. This tournament is projected to support over 19,000, and by some estimates, up to 20,700 full-time and part-time jobs. Think about that for a second. That's an incredible injection of opportunity into the regional workforce, affecting literally everything from hospitality and retail right down to security and event management. Section 2. The first wave, moving the masses. Over the course of the tournament, Seattle is bracing for roughly 750,000 visitors. Keeping a city from falling into total gridlock with that kind of volume, that requires some military-level precision. To handle this, King County Metro is aggressively adding buses on both match and non-match days. They're also extending operations for the King County water taxes, basically utilizing the waterways as a transit corridor, and behind the scenes, a dedicated emergency operations center is going to be fully activated to monitor and manage this massive flow of humanity in real time. Section 3. Spreading the wealth around. Now, city planners know the stadium district is going to be absolutely packed, but their goal is to push that 750,000-person footprint outward. To pull this off, they've designed something called the Unity Loop. It's essentially a strategic walking route that actively connects Lumen Field and the waterfront to surrounding neighborhoods, places like Pioneer Square, the Chinatown International District, or CID, the Central District, and Capitol Hill. The whole idea is to literally get hundreds of thousands of people walking and rolling directly past local neighborhood storefronts. Organizers are even testing out full-time neighborhood liaisons with in-language assistance to help immigrant-owned businesses in the CID prep for the surge. But wait, that brings up a pretty massive hurdle. How do these local mom-and-pop shops actually legally cash in? See, the crucial point here is that FIFA has notoriously strict intellectual property and trademark rules, and they are backed by an absolute army of lawyers. Usually, if a small business tries to advertise that they're a World Cup destination without paying exorbitant official sponsorship fees, they get shut down fast. It's a huge problem, right? The biggest party on earth comes to town and the locals aren't even legally allowed to talk about it? To solve this, Visit Seattle and local organizers came up with a brilliant workaround. They created the Community Brand Playbook, specifically the Let's Play CEA 26 initiative. This is basically a toolkit designed to help small businesses completely circumvent all that red tape. It provides free, legally compliant marketing assets that let shops signal to global tourists that they are part of the celebration entirely without crossing FIFA's strict legal lines. So the playbook includes ready-to-use storefront signage, social media templates, and 4 distinct logo variations. But the coolest asset? No question, it's the neon whale flukes. Japanese-born artist Shogo Ota designed the official Seattle host city poster featuring an orca tail, and get this, it's actually the top-selling poster among all 16 host cities. Participating businesses along the Unity Loop will be marked by these vibrant neon whale flukes, instantly telling fans, hey, we're a part of the action, come on in. Section 4. A true cultural crossroads. The incredible reality of this tournament is that it brings the entire globe straight to the Pacific Northwest. Lumen Field, which, by the way, will temporarily be renamed Seattle Stadium to comply with FIFA rules, is hosting some epic international clashes. The match schedule is highly anticipated, featuring massive high-profile games. We're talking the U.S. men's national team taking on Australia right on Juneteenth. And later in the tournament, we'll see a truly global matchup featuring Egypt squaring off against Iran. This diverse slate of games guarantees an incredible mix of international cultures converging right in Seattle. But let's be real, with ticket prices being totally out of reach for many of us, how do locals get in on the fun? Well, the Seattle Sports Commission has developed the Watch Party Playbook. This guide helps local businesses and community groups navigate the licensing required to legally host public viewing events. Like Cairo Radio highlighted, you don't actually need to be in the stadium to experience the magic. You can just head down to a neighborhood bar in Kirkland or Snohomish, grab a seat next to visiting fans from Egypt or Iran, ask questions, and really soak in that contagious international passion firsthand. Section 5. Beyond the final whistle. Mega events like this create strict deadlines, and those deadlines force real civic action. When the tournament wraps up, the region will be left with several permanent improvements. The city is going to retain new public art installations and significantly upgraded community sports fields. And furthermore, addressing the city's homelessness crisis, Mayor Katie Wilson has issued an executive order to create 500 new transitional housing units. They're utilizing city-owned land for tiny homes and shelters to ensure unhoused residents have safe and supportive housing before the tournament kicks off. Which brings us to our final thought. The scale of this event is just undeniable, from a $32 million initial cost to a projected $929 million return, supporting over 19,000 jobs and welcoming 750,000 fans. But the ultimate question is, will Seattle's 30-day soccer party create a truly permanent economic legacy for the region? I'd love to hear what you think about the true value of the World Cup, so let me know down in the comments. Thanks for joining me on today's Explainer, and as always, keep learning.